Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave division rivals stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNSFANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you're a Browns fanatic, you know how unpredictable this offseason has been. It feels like every day there's a new headline, a new rumor, a new twist in the saga that is Cleveland Browns football. And right now, we're on the edge of something potentially seismic. Rumors swirling about a major quarterback trade that could reshape the entire roster, and not just for this season, but for years to come. So buckle up, because what I'm about to tell you might just blow your mind, especially if you're as invested in Browns history and future as I am. The buzz started quietly, as most NFL rumors do, but it quickly gained momentum. Insider sources within the football world, those who have their ears close to the ground, have been dropping hints about an impending trade involving the Browns and a quarterback that could be on the move. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Who could it be? There are a handful of names that have been floated around. Some say it's a veteran looking for a fresh start. Others speculate it's a younger QB with immense potential, perhaps even a signal caller who's been sitting behind a starter and is eager for a chance to prove himself. What makes this situation so intriguing is the timing. We're approaching training camp, and that's where teams usually make their boldest moves, trying to finalize rosters, test chemistry, and set the stage for the upcoming season. The Browns, on paper, have a talented roster, but everyone knows that quarterback is the key position. It's the engine that drives everything. If Cleveland pulls off a trade here, it could be the missing piece that elevates them from playoff contenders to legitimate Super Bowl favorites. Now, let's talk about what's been circulating among fans and analysts. The speculation is that Cleveland is actively engaging in discussions, exploring options that would bring in a quarterback with a different skill set, someone who might better fit their system, or perhaps offer a new leadership dynamic. The team's front office has been quite tight-lipped, which only fuels the fire of rumors. But if history tells us anything, the Browns are no strangers to bold moves. Remember the trade for Odell Beckham Jr., or the signing of Deshaun Watson last offseason? Those were high-stakes gambles that, despite some controversies, showed that Cleveland isn't afraid to shake things up when they believe it's necessary. And speaking of Deshaun Watson, he remains the cornerstone of the franchise, but the question on everyone's mind is whether Cleveland is looking to add competition, a veteran mentor, or perhaps even a future replacement. The speculation points toward a scenario where the Browns might be eyeing a trade to bring in a quarterback who can provide a spark, someone with a different style, maybe a dual threat who can extend plays, or a seasoned veteran who can stabilize the offense in high-pressure moments. Of course, every rumor has its skeptics. Some analysts argue that Cleveland might be hesitant to make a bold move during training camp because of the risks involved: chemistry, timing, and the delicate balance of a roster that's already talented but needs perfect execution. Others believe that Browns management might hold off until closer to the trade deadline, waiting for the right opportunity, or until they see how the team performs in the early part of the season. But what's undeniable is that the energy around this potential deal is palpable, and fans are anxiously waiting for any concrete news. And that's what makes this story so exciting. Because at the end of the day, football is about hope. Hope that your team makes the right moves, hope that the roster is enough to overcome rivals, and hope that this season, Cleveland can finally take that next step and return to the Super Bowl stage. The Browns have a rich history, filled with ups and downs, legendary players, heartbreaking losses, but also moments of pure glory. And right now, they're on the cusp of writing a new chapter, one that could be defined by a game-changing trade. Now, let's dive a little deeper into what this could mean for the team. Cleveland's roster as it stands is pretty well-rounded. Their defense has been among the league's best in recent years, with stars like Myles Garrett anchoring a formidable pass rush. The offensive line has been improved through the draft and free agency, giving quarterback Watson more protection and time to operate. The wide receivers are talented, with Amari Cooper leading the charge, and the running game remains solid with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. But the one piece that could truly elevate this team from good to great is that quarterback position. If Cleveland pulls off a trade, it could provide the team with a new dynamic. For example, if they manage to acquire a dual-threat quarterback, someone who can beat defenses with both his arm and his legs, this would open up a whole new set of offensive possibilities. Opposing defenses would have to account for his mobility, which could create more opportunities for big plays and explosive drives. Or if they go for a seasoned veteran, someone with playoff experience and leadership qualities, that could bring stability and confidence to a relatively young offensive unit. And it's not just about the on-field impact. A successful trade could send a message to the entire division and the league that Cleveland is serious about competing at the highest level. It could shake up the AFC North, which has been dominated lately by the Cincinnati Bengals and Baltimore Ravens, both of whom have their own set of star players and playoff pedigrees. The Browns, with their talented roster and a new quarterback, could position themselves as a real threat in the division and beyond. Now, for the fans, the excitement is almost unbearable. Imagine the scenes if, during training camp or even preseason, the Browns announce a new quarterback acquisition. Imagine the energy in First Energy Stadium, the social media buzz, the debates on talk shows, and the endless analysis from every corner of the football world. That's the kind of impact a trade like this can have. It's a gamble, no doubt, but Browns fans are used to that. They've seen their team take risks before, and often those risks have paid off. Of course, the offseason isn't just about rumors and speculation. It's also about looking at the bigger picture, the team's long-term strategy. Cleveland has been building through the draft, focusing on young talent like cornerback Denzel Ward, linebacker Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, and receiver Cedric Tillman. These players form the foundation of a future that looks promising. But to truly contend now, they need that extra spark, that QB who can unlock the full potential of this talented roster. Whether that's a trade, an internal development, or a combination of both, the Browns are clearly aiming higher. Let's also consider the bigger NFL landscape. This potential quarterback trade could be a game changer not just for Cleveland, but for the division and the conference. If they acquire a quarterback with playoff experience or one who's ready to step into a starting role and produce immediately, it could shift power dynamics. Other teams will have to adapt, and the AFC North could become even more competitive than it already is. The stakes are high, and the drama is unfolding right before our eyes. And while we wait for official confirmation, the buzz continues to grow. Fans, analysts, insiders, all are keeping a close eye on Cleveland's moves. And you know how unpredictable the NFL can be? Sometimes the most unexpected trades or signings end up shaping the entire season. Browns fans, you know your team better than anyone. There's always a feeling of hope, a belief that this could be the year everything clicks and the team finally gets over the hump. So as we inch closer to the start of training camp, keep your eyes peeled. Because if this trade does happen, it could be the start of a new era for Cleveland Browns football. Whether it's a quarterback with a big arm, mobility, leadership, or experience, it's clear that the front office is exploring all options to make this team better. And that's what makes this offseason so electrifying. The potential for change is real, and the excitement among fans is at an all-time high. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all these rumors? Do you think Cleveland is about to pull off a major trade? Who do you think they should target? Are you excited about the possibility of a new quarterback, or do you believe Watson is the guy who can lead them to glory? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. We're all in this together, rooting for our team, dreaming of that Super Bowl run, and hoping that this season will be one for the history books. Thanks for sticking with me, Browns fans, and as always, let's keep the faith and keep the fire burning bright.